I'm Dr. Jacques. I hold a clinical senior lectureship FC award at the Institute of Child Health and a consultant neuropathologist at Grail Hospital. Well, it started from an interest in understanding where brain tumours come from. I had a background in stem cell biology and started working to understand how brain tumours arise in the brain, what cell they start from. And it also derived from my clinical interest. I want to understand, I want to be able to predict which patients are going to do well, which ones are going to need specific treatments. So as a diagnostic pathologist, to say that child needs that treatment and that's what's going to happen to them. We're interested, being in a children's hospital, in children's tumours, and the particular tumours we're interested in, ones that show a mixture of, when you look down the microscope, they look at a mixture of cells that look like nerve cells, and they also look like the supporting cells of the brain. So these are tumours that very typically present with very severe epilepsy, often in childhood, an epilepsy that doesn't respond well to conventional treatments with anti-epileptic drugs. And so what we've proposed is that we will look to understand the underlying biology, the underlying genetic programming that leads to those kind of tumours, so that we can understand how they develop. The grant from the Brain Tumour Charity will allow us to do a comprehensive molecular study of these tumours for the first time. That will allow us to understand what kind of tumours there are and what the major biological mechanisms underlying those tumours are. I think the immediate benefit is that we will have better tools for diagnosing those tumours and identifying the specific types of tumour that they have. In the long term, I hope that we will be able to identify targets that can be used to develop new treatments that might avoid surgery for those patients. The challenge from my point of view is being able to say accurately in any individual case how that patient is going to respond to treatment. So there are two aspects to that. Particularly with children, you want to make sure they have enough treatment so that their tumour is cured, but not too much treatment so that they have the side effects of the treatment. And so being able to identify very specifically in any one child that is the optimal treatment for that particular tumour in that child is the holy grail for me as a pathologist. I think we're moving to an age where we're going to give very specific molecular diagnoses for patients. So going back to the point of trying to give a very specific outcome for a particular patient, we're getting to a stage where we can characterise very specific subtypes of tumour and say this is the gene that's gone wrong in that, and that's becoming part of our diagnostic practice. That will then feed in to having treatments that match that, so the treatment is focused at that particular abnormality, and then we can get to a point where that particular child can have a treatment that's most appropriate for their tumour. The funding the Brain Tumour Charity can provide is crucial because it's such an important funder of a traditionally underfunded area, and has been responsible for a large part of the funding of brain tumour research in the UK in recent years. For me personally, the funding that's being provided is allowing us to support a student who will then get training in brain tumour research as a result of that, and allows us to start to develop new researchers who can take the field forward. The Brain Tumour Charity research funding is very important as a leading funder of brain tumour research in the UK. It supports innovative and peer-reviewed high-quality research in major labs in the UK that's going to have a significant impact on the treatment for children and adults with brain tumours.